ended, Declan Rice was like a centre-half. It was like three centre-halves. You've got your full-backs that were sitting in deep. They literally were compact. Brighton probably dominated more of the football and probably should. With a bit more quality, I've asked more questions of them, but they just didn't. And that was the unfortunate thing why they didn't get anything out of the game.
You know the sitting back, Lee? You know the sitting back business? It's not a directive from Mikel. That will be subconsciously, they think, they don't even believe they're doing it. And they just do it because they think we need to protect. We need to protect something, especially later on. The clock's ticking. I guarantee you, I certainly was one. I had a crick neck all the time. When you're in the title running, you're like that. You're like this. You're looking at the time, and it's not moving. It's not moving, and it doesn't go down. And you're just praying that you get to the final whistle, and you just automatically just sit down. You know it's not correct. Yeah. The manager will get you in Monday or tomorrow, and he will just say, "Listen, you can't do this. You need to do it." But it's really difficult.
I did see that a lot today. And like you said, I think Declan Rice probably didn't realise he was playing as a centre-half today because the times that Brighton had good possession and good moments in the game, you felt that they were throwing more bodies forward. It was forcing Arsenal back. But that's where I have to give Arsenal credit, where credit's due, as Tim says. You know, being in that situation, knowing what it's all about, you need them players who are going to stand up and win headers and win second balls.
And listen, all that matters, we can talk about being unconvincing as long as we like. The only thing that will matter to an Arsenal fan tonight is the top of that table. They'll see a 7-point lead. And crucially, because heading into tonight, the gap was 5 points. It was in both of their hands because, of course, they meet in a few weeks' time. It's now in Arsenal's hands, isn't
it is, and this is what I think Mikel Arteta, I'd love to hear what he's got to say about the game overall, but I can tell you something. I mean, he'll be thrilled, obviously, with the results that are in and around the top two, with Man City not getting the result that probably we all expected them to get. But the fact that his team were solid, they were compact, they were hard to break down. He knows that the games that are coming up are pretty much crucial. I mean, you're looking at the likes of Everton, they've got at home, you know, Bournemouth. You know, these are games where you think that, yes, you know what, this is where they can add more.
So would you fully expect the lead either to still be 7 points heading into that City game or perhaps even more?
I think so. I think it will be. Listen, I don't see City dropping loads of points, but seeing...
But we didn't think that tonight, did we?
Well, I'd seen them concede 2 goals, you know, at home to Forest. You know, you completely say that the two different complexes of the sides is that Arsenal have got that doggy deep defending, haven't they?
What it does, it takes a lot of pressure off Arsenal for that match in particular now. And knowing how Arsenal have done it so far, they do not need to go and win that game now.
And also the League Cup final as well. Can you talk about the psychological impact of, say, being beaten in that? It just eases the pressure on that one a little bit as well?
Absolutely, which I think fits in with what they've done. And listen, we all sit here and say they've got to be more convincing, but actually, whatever level you're playing at, you know, to go and win a league, you actually sometimes finally get more belief from these types of wins tonight when you haven't been at your best and you've grind one out. And the more you do that over the course of a season, you sort of come off out the dressing room, you actually look at yourself sometimes, how did we win that tonight?
And the only thing you want to be convincing is the lead over your rivals in terms of points. And we can say 7 points is a convincing lead at this stage of the season.
Well, they've done that more this season than a Manchester City tonight, the game that I covered. You know what I mean, Simon, where they haven't quite blasted teams away, maybe been a bit but they've got the job done. That's why they've got the lead that they have. And ultimately, at the end of the season, that is all that matters.
That's why that graphic, the traffic light graphic, doesn't mean too much.
No.
You know, not at this stage of the season. We just had proof of that tonight with Nottingham Forest because the teams in green are fighting for their lives. And even the teams in green who are not, and we feel like they're relegated, are putting up a fight. Like, I know they're not playing Wolves, but look at the Wolves' performance recently. Whoever's got to play Wolves between now and the end of the season, I know these teams haven't. They've got a tough game now because they're putting themselves in the shop window to try and keep yourself in the Premier League next year at a different side.
And for City, suddenly, those next two, West Ham away. You know, they get a win tonight and then Chelsea, you know.
Yeah, don't worry if they're yellow, green or red. It does not matter. Just concentrate on getting maximum points in the game and don't read into it. If the fans look at this and they might enjoy it, it's a great graphic, by the way. I mean, I'm not knocking it, but what I'm saying is don't read too much into it.
Our producers did so they've worked really, really hard on it.
I know, look, it looks perfect.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted it to be called the traffic light graphic, but we'll take it. Listen, how did City blow that win? Because twice they led against Forest, and we'll talk about what this means for Forest, rightly so, in just a minute. But how did they twice blow a lead at the Etihad tonight?
Well, it's funny, Si, because I think we've seen both teams probably tonight has summed up their season a little bit, and I think City have shown what we know City can do, quality, Cherky for the first goal, brilliant.
Oh my word.
He hasn't spoken for 5 minutes, so he wants to get involved.
It sounded like a car starting.
Yeah, I know. And then just those vulnerabilities that we have seen this season, and Forest didn't have much of the ball, but when they did have it, they were effective, and what you need to do to go and win there is find that moment of quality, which they absolutely did with Morgan Gibbs-White's finish and then Elliot Anderson as well. So be really disappointed for Manchester City having so much of the game but not being able to finish off what should have been 3 points tonight. So.
And that noise from Clinton.
Today, how pleased are you to come away from a difficult place with a win?
I think we know what the game we want to play, but this is a very tough play to come and play well. So yeah, I think the more important is the way we compete and to get the clean sheet and get the 3 points. So yeah, we are very happy, and yeah, it needs to rest now because we go again.
It could have been a very different game if after 2 minutes you don't make that clearance as you're going back. Talk me through it. What's going through your head when you see the ball dropping over David Raya?
Oh, when I see the play was free, I don't, in my head I don't have time to jump to him, so David's go step up and I need to cover the goal. So yeah, I think it was a magic moment.
These big games need performances from big players. What can you say about Bukayo Saka, a goal that he created out of very little on his 300th appearance for Arsenal tonight?
Yeah, we are very happy for him. He's the top guy. And yeah, I think today was a 300 games. Yeah, he's still young, got a lot of games with this shirt. And yeah, we are very happy to have him with us.
And at the weekend, late on, there was an awful lot of back and forth in the box. It seemed like quite a stressful end of the game. Talk me through the last few minutes tonight. When Brighton are really pushing, how much do you need to keep concentrating to make sure you keep that clean sheet?
I think we need to be concentrated every ball. And yeah, at the end, they put every place in the front. We need to defend well. Yeah, but I think we did well. And yeah, I think we are so happy to, like I say, to keep the clean sheet and to get the 3 points.
Well, congratulations, and you're getting quite a collection of these because you're the player of the match as well. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Back to back.
Why?
Say that again, sorry.
A clean sheet, very important.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just saying to you, there is a lot of criticism about sometimes how Arsenal play in the attacking sense, but what comes to mind is clean sheets win your championships. And I think tonight they had that little bit of maybe luck with the goal, but that clean sheet mentality when he gets player of the match, when he's the leader and the best player, that's where titles are won in those moments. And this guy next to me knows that more than me.
Well, I think you don't get carried away. Do you know that was a great step in the right direction, but it's only one game. And of course, it looks like 7 points, obviously, but there's a game in hand for City, so that can be quickly 4. You have to go to City also, so that can become 1. Mm-hmm. But you draw off it, 100% you draw off it, but you keep a lid on it and you go to the next match, which is Mansfield, and then you play Leverkusen, and then of course you've got 2 home games then to follow in the Premier League. So we're on a little run here of 3 away games, and they're doing it very, very nicely after those derby wins against Spurs and Chelsea.
Those 2 home games, Everton and Bournemouth. But in the meantime, I'm sure these Arsenal fans are going to want to revel in a win. 3 points and an important night for them in the title race as well. They've got this season by a single goal, Arsenal.
Yeah, 1-0 to the Arsenal used to be a famous signature tune, and then it became about playing attractive football. This lot seem to be able to do it both ways.
OK, guys, let's have a little look at how this shapes up the title race, because obviously we know Arsenal have got 8 games left and it's 9 for Manchester City. But oh, what a big night this could be in the framing of it. You can see there, Arsenal 67 points, Manchester City 60, and then these are the games that they've still got to play. And I think the nervous part for Arsenal fans, guys, is when you look at Arsenal's fixtures, whenever you say, look, Arsenal have got quite an easy run, haven't they? It always seems to be the games that should be winnable that they seem to trip up over somehow.
Yeah, but just looking there now, next 2 away games, 2 they're away from home for Man City. West Ham fighting for their lives, Chelsea, who are thinking about Champions League football, and Arsenal with 2 home games to go. So look, you don't take it you look at it and you think, okay, and suddenly now Arsenal become huge favourites, and sometimes you're accepting that now Arsenal are favourites, but there's hardly anything between this. When you look at Pep, the number of trophies that he's won, he'll be in there now. They'll be kicking themselves, but Forest are scrapping for their lives. It's such an honest Premier League. Every game is really tough. If you win it, you're going to have to do it the hard way, and that's how it's looking this year. It's going to go right to the wire.
Kaz, it was in both Man City and Arsenal's hands before these games tonight. They've still got to play each other on the 18th of April. Now it's in Arsenal's hands. Is that a big psychological boost?
Yeah, because the pressure isn't on as much as before tonight. But I do agree with Martin. I think even on that head-to-head, can we actually say that both teams will go unbeaten even after that? Who's to say? So you have to focus on each game. I am listening to you, Martin, take each game as it comes, calm down a bit.
Well, there's a League Cup involved in the middle of this as well, isn't it?
That's the big thing. The Champions League, the other cups, they could disrupt you.
Do you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see you march into the dressing room now, where they're all celebrating probably, and say, no, one game at a time there.
Good rest, guys.
Yeah.
Gets plenty of sleep, but we go on to the next one at the weekend.
Look at the focus.
Don't want to go out of this FA Cup.
He's a winner, Kaz. He's a winner. All right, guys.